How can Desmond King be a better player? What will he do to become a better player?
Oh, yeah, he has to keep putting his foot on the gas, and I wasn't happy about his fielding the ball on the 5, but then I figured out that put the offense on the 5, which he jumped over on defense, so he's smart. I think he had that one mapped out, so about 10 steps ahead of me as usual. But he's really done a good job. He's practiced well, and sometimes you can tell guys are seniors in spring practice. Sometimes you can't, and that's a good thing. And he just has gone out and practiced. He's done a lot of really good things, and he's got a good steadiness to him, good instincts, competitive, and we're all counting on him to be a real strong leader for us as well as a good player.
He had quite an off season. Going to cities and collecting trophies. How did you keep him? Or is he one of those guys you don't have to worry about taking care of his business?
You just never know. You never know how it's going to affect somebody, if it is or isn't. And typically those things happen to seniors, so it's a little bit unusual in this case, being an underclassman. But outside of that cowboy hat, I saw a picture of him in the cowboy hat. Outside of that, I haven't. Which Mel Blunt wore one of those too. So if you can mimic his behavior, that'd be pretty good. But no, he's really been the same guy. He just seems unaffected. I guess he won a Rolex at one of those awards, so he'll get that next year. But at least he'll get it in time. And I assume those are like fine wine. They probably get better with age. But no, he's been the same guy. He's really done a good job, and really proud of him that way.
Were you worried that his portrait's on the wall there with 22 other guys, and worried that he's going to have the perfect mindset?
We made a decision on that. Felt like the portrait should go up. He'll be up in our weight room at some point as well, where you kind of have a wall of fame on the one end. So he'll join there and a couple other spots in the building. We'll reserve those. Wait till his career's over to get those up. But we thought the All-American portrait in that room, I think it's only appropriate for that to be up there.
You lost a couple of good players in the interior, Austin Blythe, Jordan Walsh. I think you were down your third center maybe today, Lucas. What did you see from the inside? How far do they have to go to get to where you want to be?
In some ways, when we found out that James Daniels couldn't practice this spring, and by the way, he's really coming along well. He's doing some good things. He got to do some individual stuff this week. So, but just him being out this spring, we just made the decision, to let Sean get some work in there. So I think that was really beneficial for him. Much rather have him doing that today than in August. Get that phase, because now he'll really have a chance to improve in that regard. And then both Lucas and Steve have done some good things. So, if anything, we're creating some depth, but we need to, because Austin did such a good job in there, and then Tommy Gall a year ago. It's a critical position, certainly in any offense. It's really important, and so I think if anything, we'll come out of this maybe fortified, because we'll get James back this summer. He'll be with us in camp, and maybe we'll have some decisions to make, but hopefully they'll be good decisions and ones that are fun to make.
Is it easy or hard to get a team to put a season like last season behind and move forward and progress?
Yeah, I think time will tell on that one, certainly. And, from the things that indicators coaches look at, a lot of positive things are, our body weight's been good all spring, just as a little example. The numbers that we're seeing in the strength conditioning phase, even during spring ball, and we continue to push our guys pretty hard down there during the spring practice. They tested last week, and some really good things there. So little indicators like that, just what they're doing in the classroom, what they're doing citizenship-wise. Those are, to me, indicators that guys are thinking right and doing right. And it all adds up. And, when those things start going haywire a little bit, or you see little indicators that go the other direction, there's cause for concern. So, those all give you reason to be positive. For the most part, I think we've had good attitude and work ethic on the practice field. But all that being said, we still have a real long road in front of us right now. And, last year at this time, our goal last year was to be a championship team, and we want to do the same thing now. But our team really kind of, I think, hit the gas over the course of the summer and then into camp. And that's really what we have to do. And I think that's more a matter, of course, at Iowa. And I can only speak to being here. That's what I know. But typically our teams really improve. Our best teams improve during the course of each phase. And so we've got a lot of work ahead of us, and that'll be the determining factor to make judgment on that.
What about the kicking game?
I'm glad you came today. Today was a good day, happy day, right? But we're kind of going back and forth. So, respective to that, I think we have the potential, we have the ability, but our consistency hasn't been anywhere close to what it needs to be during the course of the spring. So we've had days where it's looked really good, and other days where it doesn't look so good. And I think we have to be prepared, excuse me, to see that during the course of camp, and then hopefully not too far into the fall. But anytime you're inexperienced in any position, but certainly the kicking and punting.
Field goals.
Yeah, we've seen good and bad, so the potential's there. It's just a matter of consistency right now. And we may set a record, at least for my career here, for the most specialist ever in the 105 count for preseason. It may be a three-ring circus. We have to figure out how to get the competition to be fair. But I just want to give everybody a chance to compete and make sure we get the best guys out there. And it's a critical part of the football game. And obviously you talk about the 21 seniors too, and being guys that were our specialists. So it's a real big item on our focus list.
Are you looking for the right buttons to push with Jimmy Rotzi? Because he was a starter for you last year, at least briefly.
He did play.
And he played a lot, and then he kind of disappeared in the middle of the season, and now he's kind of third string.
Yeah, it's right now the way I would characterize that, we've got George Kittle, who's clearly our starter, and we're hoping, the way Henry played last year, we're hoping George is right in that slot. They're a little different skill set, but both really good football players. So he's clearly our best tight end right now. And then I would say it's kind of a three-horse race at the next tier. And then we've got a couple younger guys that are hopefully going to enter into that derby in the summertime. But right now it's all pretty even, and we'll just let that play out, just like a lot of other positions. We're in it. It's going to be a real dynamic process throughout August. I anticipate that. Some positions, it's going to be tough to beat Josie Jewell out, I think, but some other spots there's going to be a lot of competition.
Speaking of Jewell, I mean, you've had a lot of really good linebackers here over the years, but he's kind of entering that territory, it seems. How much better can he be compared to where he was, and how much better do you expect?
Yeah, I'm smiling a little bit just because I keep going back to how smart we are. We almost didn't recruit him, I'm glad we weren't that dumb. Okay, we were close to being that dumb, but we weren't. It's just he's a really unusual guy. To be a captain as a sophomore says a lot, and it's just he's wired one way. I don't want to compare him. I'm thinking about some other players, but we've had some good players here that just know one speed. That's definitely his mode of operation. So, how much better he can be. The great thing about experience is it can push you up the charts a little bit if you'll use it. And he tries to do everything he can to get an edge. He's just that kind of guy. He's really a student of the game. He's a student of his awareness out there. So, we'll see. But we're just glad he's on our football team, and certainly counting on people like him, like Desmond, to really give us leadership on that defense.
One or two more guys.
With CJ, is it just a matter of rest now and let the
Yeah, you go through therapy. I don't know what you do for a bruise other than, whatever they do down there, ice, heat, whatever. I don't know. He's going to be fine. So, and the good news is Groiner is feeling much better. So, when we get going June 6th, he'll be full speed that way. He'll be throwing the ball before then, I'm sure. But the big news is the best thing is when we get going in June, he'll be full speed.
How do you see the workload shaping up at running back?
That's an open book too. It's another position. We have two guys. I think certainly LaShawn. We have a pretty good comfort level with what he is and what he can do. Although hopefully he'll play better than he ever has. That's again. I'll go back to that senior class last year. It's hard to find anybody in that senior class that didn't play their best football. That's one of the reasons we had a really good team. And I don't know where it's going to measure up NFL draft wise, but that's not how we evaluate our team. It's what we get out of our guys, what they maximize. So I think that's a challenge right now for all of our players to maximize what they have. It's certainly our seniors, our experienced players have to. So we're counting on LaShawn to really play great football. He's a tremendous young man. I think Akram's making strides. He's starting to mature a little bit physically and just in terms of his awareness. And then after that, it's a wide open competition. And Derek Mitchell will come back from an injury, but we'll see where it all goes. It's open for anybody, and including our two incoming running backs coming in. We'll give them an opportunity to see what they can do also.
You mentioned guys hitting their weight. That's a source of nervousness for Akram in the offseason. It sounds like Coach Doyle's is the first wave who knows that, and you guys are looking at that pretty seriously. He told us a story about Doyle making him, being right there when he missed once. Yeah, we do that. We've done it for 17 plus years now. And it's important from a training aspect, but also for a coach. It kind of tells you, if guys are paying attention to detail. And with the new NCAA rules, there's really no excuse not to, because the limits aren't, they're not unreasonable. And you'd be interested in this. I mean, usually you think of body weights. When you coach in the NFL, it's usually guys too heavy. That's usually the standards. The guys go in the sauna, they suck it down, they pass the test, and they blow it back up like wrestlers. But
It's not that way at all. So it just, it tells us, you know, our guys really paying attention. Are they eating breakfast? And, you know, this sounds silly to you, but you know, I can remember a story of one of our really good players who's playing in the NFL right now. His idea at a bowl game, I just happened to be walking behind him, his idea of breakfast. He had to eat breakfast, go to special teams. You know, they wanted to get a cup of coffee. He came walking in, grabbed a banana, went right to the punt meeting. And that was, you know, but if anybody has high school kids, all right, at home, you understand, you know, they don't eat breakfast. So, you know, little simple things like that, that's part of our educational process, trying to, you know, make them understand that you do have to eat breakfast and you have to eat a good breakfast, et cetera. The NCAA rules have helped us a great deal on that front. But just little things like that, you know, it contribute to being a good player or not a good player. And every little bit is important. So it's just an illustration. That's kind of what we harp on it.